No, seriously, triggers, it's really, really important to understand your triggers. You know, I can't emphasize that. And sometimes, and when I want to help you understand about your triggers so that you won't, fall into the trap of thinking that, okay, I can handle my triggers, and you end up in the same trap doing the same things over and over again. But, it's an important thing that what Veronica had brought up, which was about, beer is going to be all the way around, right? So the point is, you can handle and manage your triggers and know what to do. There's a couple of important points we want to make, but also understand that you can't eliminate your triggers because they're going to be there, right?
Right.
And then we're going to also talk about this week, we're going to talk about unique triggers. Unique triggers, what I mean by that. Unique triggers that are unique to me. Remember I talked about some triggers are not triggers for everybody. Like triggers, money was a trigger for me. And money may not be a trigger for someone else, right? And it's based on, with me, it was, the lifestyle I was connected to. Because again, I didn't understand anybody. I still, to this day, after all these years, I'm like, when people just say, being in the business now, I understand a lot more, being a professional and that I did then. But I still look at people who just like, I just want to get high by myself. To me personally, my own recovery, that just didn't make sense to me. It's like, why? But now I understand, because after I pulled back all of those issues in my life, then I understood how my addiction and how my cocaine use was connected to issues, with women, and with issues with sex, even going back down to my childhood. So it was all connected. So then, that was all part of my issue. Now I understand, some people are just like, I don't need anybody else, but I need this drug to what? Make me feel good for this particular time. Matter of fact, I don't even want to be bothered with anybody else, right? A lot of heroin users, it's just like, I don't want to be bothered. Because what? Because it makes you feel. And one of the amazing things, not only in our group, but also, especially here, you see people from every aspect of life. As an outpatient counselor, I see them all. It just blows my mind daily. White, black, Hispanic, just from all sorts of life. Girls, beautiful, young men, just talent, whatever. And it's just like, I look at them like, why would you be using, it's like, look at you, why would you be, right? You ever need somebody like that? Mm-hmm. Why would you be using drugs? Because we have that stereotype of what we think an addict look like.
Right.
We think an addict look like the lady I said that was on Pulaski, look like, no. You think so? Go right upstairs. Go right upstairs to detox, and go right upstairs to women short term, go right upstairs to men short term. So it's really, really, really important to understand your triggers and understand what's the trigger, and then we're going to talk about what's your symptoms. Actually, the unique triggers, but then also there's unique relapse symptoms. The next thing is, again, which leads us into, these two go together, triggers and relapse symptoms. Why is it important for you to understand what your relapse symptoms are? Why is that important?
So you can try to change it.
Okay. Can you change your relapse symptoms?
Nope, not really.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think anything could be
Your symptoms.
Oh, the symptoms?
No.
Right. So what's a relapse symptoms? What do I mean by a relapse symptom?
Things that make you go to use in the beginning.
No, that's a trigger.
That's a trigger.
Symptoms like
Relapse,
the,
Let's just take it as a disease,
So
right?
we-
Addiction is a disease. So what's the symptom of you getting ready to get a cold?
My running nose.
Start sneezing.
Right. Right? That's symptoms. When you have a symptom of something, means something is what? It's happening or something getting ready to happen, right?
Right.
So now, so what's a relapse symptom? No, I just gave it to you. Symptoms.
The onset of
Like
relapse.
Like
Yes.
The taste in your mouth.
Well, he said the onset of a what? A relapse. Right? What are some of the things that indicate that I am getting ready to relapse? Why is it important for me to understand the symptoms, right? The symptoms before it happens. So why is it important for me to understand that? This is extremely important in terms of protecting against a relapse.
It's your mind state.
Yeah, but why is it important? Why is that? Why is this important? Relapse symptoms, okay?
To identify your cravings and.
Yes, that's the first part. What's the second part of it? To identify your cravings, to identify those things, and why is it important? To identify.
So you don't, to prevent you from going
Yeah, it's
back.
just not hard. Right. It's real simple. When you have getting ready to get a cold, or there's symptoms that you're getting, what do? It's not there yet.
You take care of it.
So what do? Right? You come in.
You treat it.
Right. You know good and well that I'm getting ready to have a cold. Right? Or the cold is coming on, so then therefore you gotta go and do same relapse. Relapse symptoms is, okay, here are the symptoms that are happening that I'm getting ready to relapse. The important thing, the really important thing is for others to know what your relapse symptoms are. Why? Your significant other, your husband, your wife, your kids, why is that important for them?
So they won't trigger.
Y'all need to get this, because especially if you graduating and you don't know this, you ain't going nowhere. Because you make me look bad. You got to know this. Yes. Because some of the things that you continue to go through is the same pattern, and if you don't break those patterns, break that pattern, then you're going what?
Relapse.
Into the same thing, right?
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. If you want different results, you got to do what?
Different.
Yeah, it's not hard. You want a different result, you got to do what? Do something different. So now, let's go back.
You hear that, man?
So relapse symptom. If you have a symptom of a relapse, and let me pick on Sharon, all right? All right? Married, right?
Yeah.
All right? So why is it important for his wife to know the relapse symptoms that's coming up? And then I'm gonna get into the unique symptom, the unique relapse symptoms. And if she's a supportive person, and I pick it on him, but if she's a supporter or other people, your brother, your sponsor, and they know, why is it important for them to know your relapse symptoms?
So they won't trigger.
Huh?
So they know how to address it.
Very good.
His triggers.
That's why you have to have a sober support network. Because if nobody understands your symptoms, everybody don't know, then guess what? If they're committed to you not relapsing, they don't know what? They don't know what to do.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Now, the part of it, here's the part that tests your relationship. Because if you tell somebody, listen, well, let me go here. Let me go right into unique relapse symptoms. When I stayed with my sister, Detroit back, early 90s, here was my relapse symptoms. My relapse symptoms were, my unique relapse symptoms were, if you went to my room and you saw my room, and I wasn't a nasty person, but if it was in disarray, then there was something going on with me. The other thing is, not now, because I like, I would never, if my hair was long and it wouldn't get cut, something was going on with me. Now, nobody else really knew those symptoms, right? I knew it. I knew that these were the things, that something was going on, and then I would I'm on my way to begin to relapse in that process. Your relapse symptoms and your unique symptoms will be different than somebody else, right? When I shared this, I've shared this and talked this a lot, and I remember a couple of clients who I said, one, go back and talk to your significant other, and then find out from people that you live with, your mom or whatever, what do you ask them, what do you think my relapse symptoms? They just came back, it was blown away. Said, man. I went back, one guy came and his mother told him, said, yeah, I know when you get ready to relapse, because the day before you go out, all you do is pace. You just pace up and down. You can't be still, you just pacing up and down. One girl discovered, remember she was in Rockford, whatever, she found out that the day before she get ready to use, she'd pick her face all day. She just do that. And so when we begin to talk to your significant others or people you live with, they know that something is going on, right? Mm-hmm. So when I told my sister that these are the things and these are some stuff that's happening. Now this is what I also told him. I said, now look, here are the symptoms that you didn't identify when I'm getting something going on. But I'm gonna tell you right now, when you confront me on them, I am going to lie.
Right.
You better get that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that when you tell me, say, what's going on, I'm gonna tell you, I'm straight, I'm just tired. Because that's what our addiction do, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna lie. I'm not going to admit it, but guess what? You gotta let that person know, don't let up off me. And then if they're committed to you, then you develop something where you're communicating, and they'll say, usually, with a wife or a friend, they say, okay, you need to go to a meeting. Now usually most of the time, because we are in that stage where we're irritable, how do we respond?
Angry.
Right. What do we say?
I'm good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Everything's okay.
Right. And they keep on pushing, and then what happens?
You just snap off.
Right. And then when you snap off, what you do?
You really?
Relapse.
Right. Because what you do is, you always think everything is connected to drugs. I'm trying to do something. Maybe I'm just pressured. Maybe I'm just pressured at home. Maybe I'm just whatever. Everything ain't got to be about drugs. And then you get mad.
That's a trigger.
Right. Then you get in an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Then after what you say.
Fuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
Then boom.
Boom.
You don't necessarily go out to purposely use, but you just go out, and now you're in a different environment. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's important for you to, and then you get somebody that will stick with you. And you get somebody that don't care if you get mad. Like one of my sisters who, we'll talk about this week, we're talking about having people in your cabinet. And I had one sister on my sister, I call her, she's on my cabinet, I call her my Secretary of the Interior. Because when she would confront me about things, and then one thing she would say, oh, you mad? Okay, I'm supposed to care? She could care less about me being mad. And that's my sister Paulette. She just cut forward, straight there, no chaser, right? And I knew if I didn't want to hear the truth, don't ask her. Don't ask. And you gotta have people in your life, you gotta have people that you're committed to with these type of characteristics that's gonna help you as you go through your relapse symptoms. Because guess what? You are going to go through them. You are going to get irritable. You are going to go, depending on the drug, you're going to have cravings. And if you don't have a sober support network to help you get through it, you're not going to get through it. Did you get to a point where you are now by yourself?
No.
Right? How did you get to where you are?
With help.
With help. What type of help?
My probation officer.
Huh?
Support group.
Well, probation.
Well, no, yeah, right. So that's all things good.
Probation. All right, it was more than probation officer, Shawana. But I understand your point. But the point was, when you first started using, right? Did you know how to use?
No.
Did you know how to put it in the pipe?
No.
Did you know how to roll it?
No.
Did you know even what to drink?
No.
How did you learn that?
Help. Some help with somebody else.
Somebody helped you, right? oh, no, this is not what you do.
Try this.
Try this. Or, you know, with me, just like, no, baby, you blowing your high. I remember when I first started getting high. Oh, man. Because, you know, I wasn't even getting high right. I just put it up there, till all gone. And the girl was like, what is you doing? No, let me show you. Did the thing all right and put it in there. And then, okay, here, try this. No, this ain't triggering nobody, is it? All right. Okay? Put it in there. Oh, snap!
He's not getting something.
Right. And then you also knew what, even in the lifestyle, when you first started using, did you know how to cop?
No.
Did you know where to cop?
No.
You went with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Now all of us, if we went back to using, we'd like, boom, hey, Mr. Cross, wait there. Don't do nothing. I got it. Right?
Yeah.
Right? We know the signs, we know the signals, we know where to go, we know who got the best stuff. Here's my point in saying all that. Somebody help you get to this devastating point in your life right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't it make sense for you to get a sober network and a support network and get sponsors and supportive people to get you to the next step? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's why I got a job.
Yeah, in addition to a job and being around people going around,
that actually work
going
in
right?
like me, because the reason why I don't drink, because I don't want to get fired from drinking at work. And then it takes up all my day. So I don't have time to really actually sit around and think about it.
That's a very good point. But even and on top of that, my suggestion is you put even things on top of that, because at some point, you know, sometimes we here's a example of what I'm talking about. Sometimes your addiction will come and eliminate that reason, and then you say, oh, okay, well, she didn't put me out, or I didn't lose the job. You got that fear, but then I remember with me, when I did, I was like, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to lose my job. But then when I used and I didn't lose my job, what did that do to me?
Lays you in a deeper hole.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, yeah.
I got
See,
this.
I got this. All I gotta do is what? Use on the weekends and use what? That makes sense?
Yeah.
So it's important for you, especially during this particular time of the year, to identify and to make sure that you address your triggers, address your symptoms. Start sharing those things with your loved ones so that they can help you in this process of dealing with things that will send you off. So the last thing. So what are some of the things? Give me some examples how you handle your triggers.
Avoid people, places, and certain things.
Okay, and that's the general, and let's go a little deeper. People, places, and things, and it's true.
I be to myself. I really don't, because I have friends that actually still drink, but to avoid all that, I just stay to myself.
Okay. What else? How do you handle your triggers?
I pray.
Pray.
Play video games.
I call people.
Okay.
Do something, take up your time.
All right.
Play video games.
So in other words, you gotta change a whole bunch of things, and elective things, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole bit. It's not like necessarily one thing. You gotta change a lot of stuff. You all hang around with friends that use all the time. Guess what?
You gonna
Eventually, I gotta get some new friends, right? I gotta change some things. Real simple. If you want different results, you have got to do something different. All right.